viewers. It's your program once again. The truth. Nothing but the truth. On K-Links Television. You're welcome. And I have on the program again today no other person that you have known before. His name is Mr. Kelani Ajadi of the Polytechnic Ibadan. Mr. Kelani, you are welcome once again.
Yeah, thank you very much. But let me just correct the introduction. I was a lecturer of the Polytechnic Ibadan before my appointment was terminated.
All right. You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
So, how has it been since all these days?
Thank you very much. It has been well, and we thank God for everything. Shortly after I was given a letter terminating my appointment because of I was engaged.
Don't let us go into the story first.
Okay.
I just want to ask you about your well-being.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
You know, it's been a long time we spoke last.
Okay, thank you very much.
On K-Links Television, and the member of the public who have been watching us have been following your story with keen interest.
Thank you very much.
We receive calls from abroad, from the United States of America, from UK. They want to know more about the story that you told us, of how you were wrongfully given,
terminating my appointment.
A letter that was terminated your appointment, and all the rest of the story. The last time we spoke, you know, you have just prepared, you are going to court to challenge.
Yes, which I have done.
All the things that the Polytechnic have done concerning your case.
Yes, thank you.
Now we want to know, how far have you gone?
Well, as far as my upkeep is concerned, I have to thank many people. I thank the staff of the Polytechnic of Ibadan. I thank my brothers. I thank my friends, my families, and everybody. They are doing their best in order for me to survive. Although there are some other things that I've done to my children. My children are now sleeping at the mosque because of that unlawful termination of appointment. Instead of them living in an accommodation at the University of Ilorin, they are sleeping, they are using mosque as their place that they sleep, and then they read there. They all know that their father can never be involved in inappropriate behavior, and they are trying to manage as my wife too. The only people that are really feeling it are the old people that have been taken care of because of the termination. Have been unable to cater for them. My wife also feeling the pinch. I'm also feeling the pinch, but I thank you friends, and then my colleagues at the Polytechnic Ibadan. If I start mentioning names now, I will take all your time.
Yes, we'll come back to mentioning of names. Yes. But for now, I just want to ask you about the saying which says that if you are going to stand with the truth, you are going to have to make a lot of sacrifice. How would you say concerning, given the experience that you have gone through trying to fight what you consider to be the truth, how has it been fighting? Do you have any regrets? Would you rather do it again? Or will you support if another person wants to start to fight for this kind of truth? Will you support? Will you advise him to go ahead, or will you say, oh boy, you may not see the end of this kind of fight? What will you say about that saying?
I want to say it loudly that I've never had any regret so far. And if I'm given another opportunity, I will still behave the way that I've behaved. I will not take bribe. I will not take unnecessary appointments for my wife. and I will stand by the truth. And I will be ready to stand by the truth. And if everybody also is into this, I will encourage that person to stand by the truth. Nothing but the truth.
Okay,
I have no regret at all. Because since 2019, there is no chance for me even to stay by the roadside to take Okada. I've been driving my car. Let me just get to the petrol station at the Polytechnic Ibadan. Somebody will come and fill my tank. At least 5,000 naira. How many people that they have gathered together and they are contributing for my upkeep. I thank all of them. And I thank the K-Links too. Through their efforts, everybody, people outside the country, a daughter of a colleague called from Japan that he heard about this thing. First of all, he heard about the termination of appointment, and later he had my interview, and he was able to balance the truth that K-Links station broadcast the interview, and she was able to understand what really happened. Thank you very much, K-Links.
And we have to thank you also for all this commendation. Now you have spoken about bribe, and many people have heard about bribery in Nigeria, but it always seems as if bribery is fiction. It's something that people don't. It's something that it's a rumor. But you are talking about bribery. So you are telling me now that in the course of all these travails of yours, you have encountered people trying to bribe you or people collecting bribe.
Yeah, you see, you call it a fiction.
No, I didn't say it's a fiction. I said to many people.
Yeah, to many people. People may call it a fiction because of it is when it is taken and with evidence that you'll be able to produce it.
Okay.
But when it is not taken, what will you produce?
No.
But the name will not still change. But the only thing is that you have to be very careful not to say somebody did this because of legal implication of it.
Okay. Now, if we talk about somebody who is trying to pervert justice, okay, like maybe he's a policeman, why would he, in the context of our nation, wants to pervert justice? Is it because of hatred of that person? When he has not met the person he's taking bribe against?
Yeah, you see, the time of ideology that we are practicing, it is not a socio-economic ideology, okay, which people call socialism. The socio-economic ideology whereby everybody will have access to socio-economic activities of a country. We are practicing democracy. It is democracy, but is it the way democracy should be practiced, whereby we have a difference between the high and the low? So, and when we look at our tradition too, there is one adage in Yoruba land that says, "Ọmọ tó mú owó wálé, ó ní màmá rẹ̀ ẹ̀yìn." So if you should become a chairman today, and at the end of the day you continue to ride your old car, people may, I won't say people will, people may be addressing you wrongly and then trying to make jest of you that when you were the chairman, if ordinary chairman, not the governor, when you were the chairman, you see,
I understand.
So people will be afraid. That is why in some cases, I know, some cases we will do that. But I believe that it is the age that we are. I know Nigeria will get to a certain era whereby the accumulation of wealth will not be something paramount in our life.
Okay. Now, what will you say has been your own case after you have tried to seek for justice in the law court. What will you say has been your own experience?
Yeah.
Has it been? Have you received your expectations from the law court?
Now, there are two cases in the court.
Okay.
The one for the termination of appointment,
Okay.
and the one for stealing involving somebody that could be considered to be, which I could say may be an agent of the management.
Now, this agent of the management of the Polytechnic of Ibadan, I presume.
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Now, this agent, you have a case with him or her in the court.
Yes.
Now, you tell us a little bit, just a little bit of the background of that case. What led to that case going to court?
Yeah. The lady was a student of the Polytechnic of Ibadan.
Okay.
So, sometimes in 2015, as I've said earlier on, the lady just started to be too good to me. She introduced herself as a student of the Polytechnic of Ibadan because I didn't know her really as Polytechnic of Ibadan, and then as a student of the Polytechnic of Ibadan, and also as a student in the Department of Regional Planning. And actually, there are many of them which, in my life, I don't have time for students anyway. I mean, as far as any other relationship apart from academic relationship is concerned, and she became my acquaintance. Okay. She would come to my office, tidy up, and so on. She was too good to me, and then as a result of that, we became an acquaintance. So at the end of the day, she came to me, as I've said earlier on, and then she offered me some Hollandia yogurt, which I took. I became unconscious, and so on. The case was brought. Then at the end of the day, 2 days after, I discovered that my phone had already been tampered with, and which we later realized that two things had already happened, had been deleted. These two things had to the tampered cell phone. The first thing was that the exhibit used for for a case between one Mr. Salahu and others, and Asup and others. So we later discovered that that exhibit had been deleted, and later we discovered that certain amounts too had already been deleted. 200 naira first, and another 100,000 naira had been deleted. Since we didn't have any proof for the deleted information, I went ahead to find out from the bank how the money was deleted, and
was it deleted or was
it was transferred? Sorry, was transferred.
Stolen.
Let me say was transferred without my consent.
Okay.
It was transferred unlawfully without my consent. It was later discovered through investigation by the police.
What about the bank?
The bank, through the investigation of the police at the bank, that it was sent to one Mrs. Eze Oluwatosin Anyama, which it was Anyama that told the police that it was her sister or a friend that sent the money to her. So the sister was called, but she refused to appear before the police. She later promised through a letter of undertaking to return the money. She admitted transferring the money in the undertaking. She admitted, she apologized, and she promised to return the money. So that when she was given the opportunity, she ran away. See, these are the things that was presented at the court. She ran away. When she ran away, after 2 years, she was arrested. And then when she was arrested, as it was reported that she was arrested, and then she was arraigned at the court of law. I made my own hearing, and she was to defend herself. But the lawyer, instead of allowing her to defend herself, she said she was going to issue a no-case submission, which she did. The no-case submission was overruled. by the magistrate.
Before we get to that point,
Okay.
is there any connection between this case with the case concerning the dismissal by the school authority?
Yes.
Was it because of the case you are pursuing with this lady that made the school authority to dismiss you from service?
Yeah, well, there are two reasons why I will say that I believe they are connected.
Okay.
The first one, because it is already in the court, based on the tone of the letter says you were engaged in inappropriate behavior with your former student.
Okay. Now,
the second one was the report headed by the rector of the Polytechnic Ibadan. It's also in the court, which I don't want us to
but I don't know if you have the permission to clear this. Is the Polytechnic Ibadan referring to this girl, this lady, as the lady you had an inappropriate relationship with?
Yes, in the query given to me, the first query given to me, they didn't mention any name, and I told them that they should. I will not answer to any vague letter of query. That they should mention the person they said I had inappropriate relationship with. When they issued the second query, they mentioned the name of the lady.
And at that time, she was your student?
She wasn't.
As at the time they queried you?
No, they
she wasn't your student?
No, she wasn't. She finished.
Okay, she's a student. She was a student.
She has never been my student. She was a student of the Polytechnic Ibadan. She was a student. She completed this thing in 2017.
And when were you given the query?
That's 2019.
2 years after she left school?
2 years. All these things have been mentioned in the...
No, I'm trying to ask this question that... was the case lingered from 2017 to 2019, or it started at 2019?
No, there wasn't any case. The case before 2019 was the case of the fact that somebody came and one politician came to the... before that, they have played some other
pranks.
Pranks.
Let's leave that one so that we will not elongate it.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that the case of this girl,
yeah,
the first query you got was in 2019.
2019.
Okay.
2019. There wasn't anything. They didn't know. They knew that I made a report in 2017 at the police station, and the police were looking for him. For her.
Okay.
They were looking for her. Yes, they knew.
They didn't see anything.
They didn't see.
Okay.
They didn't see anything. It was in 2019.
So we can assume that the Polytechnic of Ibadan, the authorities, were looking for anything to nail you.
You are right.
Now, why would you say that? Why would they want to nail you? What did you do to them?
You see, if someone is the head of a union, the chairman of a union, and you decided to be at the side of the members, not at the side of the management will not like it. Especially, there are many things that was brought before me, but instead of dancing to the tune of the management, I prefer dancing to the tune of the members.
Now, let me ask this straight question. Okay. Did the management, did they make any attempt to bribe you?
Well, you said something. I will say yes, but there's nothing to show that there was an attempt to...
No, just tell us the truth. What is
yes.
it? Whatever it is.
Yeah,
if they have made an attempt to bribe you, just say it.
Yes, there was an attempt. I was invited.
Okay.
I was invited to an office.
By who?
By a rector.
What's the name of that rector?
Fawele.
Okay, a former rector.
A former rector. Yeah, he said he invited me, and he offered me an envelope in his office. When he offered me, I rejected it.
In this envelope, were you sure it was cash that was inside?
I wasn't sure.
Whether it's cash or
whether it's ordinary rough paper or anything, because I didn't take it. I didn't even stretch my hand.
Okay.
So that's why that I said I have to be very careful to say somebody offered me a bribe, because I didn't take it.
Let me
in
say
first
this.
instance.
I don't know any reason why anybody will offer you an empty envelope. I don't know any reason.
Okay.
I don't know any reason.
That it is possible. You see, there could be a way whereby let us just nail the person. They can put ordinary paper inside an envelope in the office in the office with CCTV, and the office that is on the third floor, after you might have taken the envelope, the security will be alerted. Get in, and before you know it, they will say you have come in, you came to the office to steal. You can't defend it. It could be only 1,000 in that envelope with ordinary papers. Maybe, for instance, when I asked the man, what is this? He said it's just only 5 million naira for you. And I didn't take it.
Yes, that's enough evidence for me that the man, Fawali, Professor, I presume, attempted to bribe you with 5 million.
It was an attempt.
He attempted
say
because he said
I didn't
this
take
is 5 million naira take.
But I didn't record it.
Yeah. Now, you have said much about the first case, which is the case. You mentioned 2 cases in the court. The second one is the one between you and the Polytechnic, because they wrongfully terminated your appointment out of victimization because of your unionist activities.
Yes.
Now, where is the case now? At what point is the case now?
Last week, on the 19th, the last time we went to the bank before the 19th was on the 28th October.
To the banks or to the
court?
court?
To the court was 28th of October, and it was agreed that each party should present the final written address. So each party should write, which means the 2 parties should write their final written addresses. Because you know I have a very active lawyer, Barrister Femi Aborisade. Within the time, he wrote my own final written address within the specified time. Even with that, he regularized it, and he submitted it around November 16th. November 16th. So we expected that the other party will also comply by also submitting their own final written address before 19th January. But unfortunately, when we got to the court on the 19th January, so the lawyer started saying that he mentioned that there was certain thing that let me just say the lawyer didn't write any
that address.
He
failed to comply with
the
order of the
address.
magistrate.
So the extent that he said he wanted to present the defense of maybe for not writing the address orally, but the learned judge refused. He didn't know that. He said that because he wanted it to be on records, and also he wanted his work to be neat, that the lawyer should put it in writing. So that it should be in writing. And then let us see, when we get to look at the Constitution, Section 294, it says all the addresses must be in written form. And even if there is any other Supreme Court judgment that you can present it orally, the Constitution of the country is the ground norm the weight is over any other law. So since that section had said that you should present it in writing, and I think that could be the reason why the learned judge said the lawyer should put it in writing. And then the case is now adjourned till 22/2/2022. You see how significant the date? 22/2/22, 22nd of February 2022. That will be the adjourned day. And I believe that day will be the day the final written addresses will be adopted. And that could be the date that...
But what was any penalty that the magistrate gave against that lawyer? Who refused?
The industrial court.
I'm talking about the magistrate.
In which case?
In the case where...
Is it the case between the Polytechnic and
the lady?
No, that of the magistrate. Okay, uh-huh.
You know, you said that the case was in court and you are narrating the story.
Okay.
Now I just want to get to the end of that story.
Oh, to get to the... Okay. Mm-hmm.
So what happened after?
You see, when the lawyer, the counsel of the defender, that is the counsel to that lady, presented the no case submission. The no case submission was overruled by the magistrate.
Of course.
That the respondents, the complainant, was able to present enough evidence of the case, and therefore the defendant should get to the dock for defense. But in order for the defendant, the lady, to get to the dock for defense, that was why the lawyer decided to issue no case submission, which was overruled.
Well, viewers, it is on this note that we will end today's program. And on behalf of myself and my guest, I say it's bye-bye.
Thank you very much, listeners. We meet again next time.